Mike's on. He's ready to go. On the Fan. New York Sports Radio. Mike's on. Mike's on. He'll get you the sports any way that he can. It's Mike Francesa on the Fan. Sports Radio 66 and 101.9 FM. WFAN.
From the studios of WFAN, this is Mike's on, Francesa on the Fan on this Thursday, a beautiful Thursday, the August 23rd date that it is. Eddie just gave you basically the entire game over a 7-inning synopsis. Eddie's update was longer than the game. But right now the Mets are trailing 2-0. DeGrom was unhappy. He was smacking things in the dugout because he was in a battle with Bumgarner on the win. And basically he shouldn't have given up a run. He gave up 2, walks and, pass balls. And so he's down 2-0 on a day where they can't touch Bumgarner. And right now the Mets trying to see if they could turn it around. But right now trailing in the battle of the 2 terrific pitchers. Who are both on lousy clubs this year, the Giants and the Mets. But that's where we are right now. We got a lot to get to today. Tomorrow, as you know, the long show, 1 to 6 from the Jersey Shore down to Bar A. It's going to be 80 and sunny. Get there early. Because it's going to be a big crowd, and we got some surprises for you tomorrow, and we got something for you tomorrow, too. So get there early. You'll be happy, and we'll see everybody down there. 1 o'clock start tomorrow. Big shot Mike Del Giudice and the guys will be there also to provide some musical entertainment for you on this end of summer show that we do every single year. So back to Bar A. Last year, we all thought it was going to be my last Bar A, but it turns out it isn't. So we're back in Bar A tomorrow. Looking forward to being down there with everybody, and we'll see everybody down there tomorrow. It's also the day we will debut the app. We will at mikeson.com, Google Play or iTunes. We made the rounds today. We actually got to ring the opening bell at the stock exchange for the app today. They were great. I mean, you go down there and the app's, on this, 30-foot wall, and it's all over the place. They did a great job. The people couldn't have been nicer. Stopped over and saw Kramer and everybody at CNBC. Went over and did all these different shows from the Florida Stock Exchange. Was over there from 7:30 to 11:30 today, 12 o'clock or whatever it was, and we did a bunch of shows over there. So we got everything rolling. And as we said, busy day tomorrow. 1 to 6 we'll be with you. We'll do the 5-hour show from Bar A. We'll have Aaron Boone on the Yankees. We'll have Brad on the Travers. We'll have some other guests throughout the day. So we got a busy and big shot. I think Frazier just hit a home run, so it's 2-1. It is. So the Mets inch closer. So as we said, busy day. App day tomorrow. We've talked about the app, and I really haven't overdone talking about the app because I wanted to wait till it came out. And we'll talk a lot about it in the weeks to come. Not here next week, but we'll talk about it, and we will be on the app next week at different intervals. But we really, after Labor Day, will crank it up in a big way, and then heading towards the first Sunday with the app, which will be our Sunday show. Our Football Sunday show, which will be on the app with all our regular stuff that we do. So that show will be exclusive to the app, and a lot of other things will too, but we'll get to. So a lot going on, and busy show tomorrow. As we said, Brad will be with us on the Travers, Aaron Boone on the Yankees. The Yankees last night, if anybody, on Cape Cod got a little nervous for a minute as they were sitting there in their, late August, sunshine, having their lunch and worrying about the Red Sox having lost 3 in a row and the Yankees starting to creep up and thinking, oh no, I've seen this before. Well, last night it reverted the form as the Red Sox win against the Indians, and the Yankees can't beat the lowly Marlins, and that about sums it up for them. And they do look, the Yankees look like a listless, ho-hum team right now. That's what they look like. They got a lot of guys hurt. They got a lot of guys on the shelf. And they're not a very exciting-looking team. I mean, they just are. You're just kind of going through the dog days, and they look like they're going through the dog days. That's how it looks right now as they try to, just kind of go about their business. And there's going to be a lot of days like that in the next couple of weeks. The idea is to get healthy and get everybody healthy, get Chapman healthy, and get Didi healthy, and get Judge healthy, and get everybody ready and fixed and ready to go for what can be a lot of fun in October. This team is very capable of having a big October, but it's got to get healthy and get its act together. So we have that to deal with. A lot going on in football as we get ready for the Giants and the Jets. And whether or not Barkley and Beckham play or not, based on, whether they keep them out or not, still going to be fun. Still going to be fun to see what goes on with the Jets, see what goes on with Sam Darnold as we get ready for that. Mets have got a little rally going here as they kind of start to maneuver. First and second, no out after the Frazier home run. So they got it going. This McNeil can hit. He just flat out can hit. I don't know if he can field. Every time I see him, he's been lousy at second base, but he can flat out hit. He just can. So he does a job there. So we got a little rally going, so maybe they're going to take deGrom off the hook. We'll see what happens there. But a couple of big football stories. One that I don't give one iota of credence to. And while I was walking because it was such a nice day, I decided to walk a couple blocks. And I walk in from the stock exchange. And I made a call to someone as a friend of mine in the NFL, and I said, "Hey, did you call up about Khalil Mack?" Laughing. I said, you couldn't pay a price too high for him. He goes, "Yeah, me and every other team in the league called up and said, hey, you have my number." Well, I said, "No chance." I said, "No chance are they ever going to get rid of Khalil." And he said to me, "Not a chance in the world." And you know what? That's the way you look at this. There's no way. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care how bad the situation is. I don't care how bad it breaks down. They are not going to get rid of a generational defender. And that's what Mack is. I mean, Mack is a sensational player. If I were the Jets, I'd give him anything for Khalil Mack. Anything. You name it. You got it. Tell me what you want. You want a 1 and you want a 1 and a 2 and a 3? You got it. You want a 1 and a 1? You got it. Just tell me what you want. You got it. That's how good he is. I mean, he is crazy good. He's a generational player. There's no way. And I actually think there's very few guys who aren't quarterbacks who are worth $20 million a year. He's one of them. He actually is worth it. I would pay him. He plays every down. He doesn't miss time. He can play the run. He's great pass rusher. He is a game changer of the highest order, but he is not available. There's no way. Would I go after if I were the Jets? In a heartbeat. If you have salary cap room, and the Jets have a lot of it, you go after him in a heartbeat. The only reason you don't is if you don't have a salary cap with it, you can work with him because you got to pay him a ton of money. But you go after him in a heartbeat. He makes a difference, but I do not see the silver and black parting with him at all under any. Oh, what a crushing double play. No out, and Plawecki hits into a double play. Awful. You know what? I hate to say it. That might not have been a bad spot. I hate to say it now because it's double play, so I'm not even going to utter the words. Might have been a nice place for a bunt. But, hey, it's over now. Can't do it. So, especially with this pitcher. But, hey, what can you do? 2-out runner on third. Maybe Conforto, who's struck out twice against him, can tie the game up with a base hit. We'll see what happens. But back to Mack. No way the Raiders trade. I cannot believe any team would have Mack and trade him. I do not think it's even possible. I mean, I really can't believe it. So I'd have to see it to believe it. We talked about the Jets yesterday and about Donald. I expect him to start. I would be surprised if he doesn't. We have the Tiger and Phil event, which is going to come your way over Thanksgiving. I wonder how many people out there will actually buy a pay-per-view golf event. It's going to be interesting to see how many. It's Tiger and Phil. Obviously, incredibly popular guys. Tiger's been installed as a 9-5 favorite over Phil. So you bet Phil, you get 150. You bet Tiger, you lay 180. But I don't know how many people will buy it. It's going to be very interesting to see how many people buy a pay-per-view event. It's not boxing. So for golf, it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. The other thing is this. Somebody brought this up, and I thought it's something that stuck with me yesterday. And you know the NFL's under attack. Trump going after ESPN about the anthem, going after the league about the anthem. You have all that. You got all the problems with the rules. You got the problem with CTE. You got all the issues going on now with this league about the future of the league and where they're going to get players from and everything else. And someone brought this up, and I don't know where it started, but I thought it was a fascinating question. And it was this. If you owned an NFL team, which means you own one of the real pieces of gold there is in the universe, the idea of owning an NFL team and what it's worth, would you think of selling it right now? Meaning, has this league of leagues finally peaked? That's really the essence. The essence is, has the NFL as we know it, which has known nothing but growth, which has known nothing but success, which has owned sports in every way, has it peaked because of everything that's gone on in the last 6 or 7 years, from CTE to rule changes to national anthems to every different thing that has haunted this league, to domestic violence? You can go down the road, the commissioner, and go. Has this league? Would you think of selling your team? A couple of years ago, it would have been perished the thought. I mean, the idea, there's a waiting list from here to eternity for an NFL team. Would you think of unloading? Because now is the time. This is it. This is the league is as good as it's going to get. Is the future bright or is the future bleak for the NFL? With everything that's going on. And the NFL, despite a lot of protests around the league, has refused to change the helmet rule. There had been talk that they would get the competition committee to make some amendments to the rule now. And they said no, they will not do that. Despite all the belly aching and some of the stuff that's going on, they will not change the helmet rule before the season starts. At least that there is their stance right this minute. Would you sell, if you were fortunate enough to be Woody Johnson, John Mara, Arthur Blank, Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, would you say, hey, this is as good as it's ever going to get, it's all downhill from here? Or would you say, no chance would I give up this pot of gold and everything this represents? Bumgarner strikes out Conforto for the third time this game, and he takes a 2-1 lead into the eighth. But would you sell your NFL team? Back after this.